Yeah, what's going on YouTube? TeeP back here. Today's tips with TeeP on Retreat Hardpoint, my favorite map of Hardpoint in the rotation. Sorry, I've been posting videos too regularly the past couple days. I'm still a little bit sick, so sorry if you hear me coughing or sneezing or anything. I'll try and edit out the video the best I can to eliminate any of that stuff from going on. But anyways, let's get right into it. So, middle hardpoint right here. It really depends where you spawn and how your setup is going to be. So if you're spawning cave side, it's going to be different from when you're spawning on this ring side. So you want your AR players definitely holding up top ring or top dub on the other side. And these two players are going to be battling each other while putting down shots on the other players, trying to get in the hill and try and contest. So you want one player roaming top ring, or just simply posted up on these head glitches right here, just waiting for the other teams. And your AR players are just putting down shots, doing as much damage for your players in the hill so that they can finish them off, or don't have to take a gunfight at all. Best spot to hold hill from, in my opinion, is in this corner right here. Sit all the way in the corner, or just lay down and use these tables as cover. You can see the guys pushing through from gold, from gym, etc. Just doing damage as best you can. You probably want one player holding pool, or just holding in towel so your player in hill does not get flanked very easily, and the other player is roaming. He can be, flanking the bottom, helping your guy at towels, helping guy in hill, or simply have another AR just, holding another spot compared to this guy up top. So you have two ARs just putting down fire. You got one guy holding your towels, and then one guy roaming around hill. Your hill guy is the most important player. He needs to react very quickly and look at his minimap to see where his team is spawning at, because that means the spawns are flipping. Spawns flip quite a bit on this map, so you really need to pay attention and communicate that to each other. So if you're the first to die and spawn up, you need to let your teammates know where you're spawning and they can react appropriately. On this other side, it's pretty much the same thing. You want your one player at this top dub area over here just holding hill. You can watch the bottom stairs. You can move over here. You can fight the guy top ring, or at this arch right here. You can also watch flank. Maybe another guy at this head glitch right here doing the same thing, helping the guy in hill, just putting down as much damage as he can, or right here. The arches are very good spots on this map, but you also want to try and rotate around to ring side at the latter seconds of the hill. Once again, you have your hill player. He wants to sit either at this bottom right here, but I think the best way to play hill, if they're spawning at this stair side, is to get a little bit aggressive on them and hold the bottom stairs from right here. Your teammates can call out the rest of the map, so if they're top ring, you can easily peek out, put some damage, or if they're coming from down low, you can, easily hear them and just rotate and use these head glitches to your advantage. Once again, hill player is the most important. Get as many defends as you can and rotate depending on where the other team is spawning. And then you want your other player flanking around lobby, getting pool control, and holding towels for your guy in hill as well to make them flood from here and from here. Easy time. Moving on to the turtle hill. Very basic setup, and it's also very reactive to where the other team is spawning and flooding from. You want your guy with a sub or AR holding hill, using these rocks to try and get as much cover, and even using the turtle as well. There's certain spots where you can see under the turtle and just use these rocks to try and get as many defense as you can. If you have a sub, you can probably sit up a little bit closer in hill and help your guys at underpass or bottom lobby. But you want one guy hill, one guy definitely holding this pool hop if possible, or just holding top lobby, wherever your AR player feels most comfortable. But it really depends on how the other team is pushing. What you want to happen is to make them spawn out at this bottom jungle over here area and make them flood from back steps or this middle cut underpass. If you're able to do that, they're flooding in a very tight area. You're choking them out, and you're going to get a lot of easy kills compared to if they're getting through lobby or at the wall hop over here. But, so, let's say they're pushing from backstairs and underpass. You want your guy in hill staying back a little bit, trying to just spot them, do as much damage as he can, but making sure he doesn't die. He needs to take only the gunfights that get into hill on him, but if he can get a kill, great. You want one guy holding this backsteps area. I think the guy at top lobby should be the one doing it, just holding it from right here, calling out for his teammates. You can also hear the guys under him at the underpass. This person right here roaming the bottom lobby is your slayer on the map. This is what I like doing. Just simply using overclock, rotating, noticing where the other team is pushing from, and getting so many easy kills, helping your teammates when they need it. This guy is just roaming around, helping the guy lobby, rotating back around, can push out underpass a little bit, take these easy gunfights using the head glitches right here, or right here, just getting easy kills. And then same thing if they're pushing from pool, is able to just sit in a corner like this and hurt them, get as many kills as possible before they even reach the wall.
Hardpoint identified.
Pretty basic setup. And then let's say you're spawning over here, they flip you out, they have lobby and pool control. Your setup's going to be the same sort of thing. Guy in hill is going to be sitting back over here. You want another guy trying to get control of top lobby, so your guys at back steps need to push up here and initially watch the wall or just go straight up. You want another player trying to get in from the underpass, and you want to try and get up to this bottom wall area and try and, just help your teammate in hill. This guy is your roamer, or this guy's getting into bottom lobby and trying to cut them off as fast as possible. Clearing out lobby first, because if you have lobby control, there's nothing they can really do, because they can only put pressure from one area on the map, and it's very easy to notice. So if you want to control something for the Turtle Hill, control lobby, because it cuts off their avenue of different pushing, and you're going to make them flood one area, or maybe two, depending on how they're pushing. Straightforward area. Your main objective is to hold lobby. If you're going to do that, you're going to get a lot of free time in hill for your objective player holding turtle. Moving on to the lobby hill right here. Very basic setup once again. You want your 1 or 2 players roaming the hill. I would say definitely have 2 subs in here. Strongest spot to hold, in my opinion, is this pillar. It's very easy to take gunfights how you want them. And then another guy roaming around this green desk area. Once again, it's very easy to just, post up in these different spots. But it's all about rotating and helping your teammates outside of the hill. You can do a lot of damage and make them focus the guys in hill, while the guys outside of it are able to get so many easy kills and make them spawn out where you want them to. So I think the best way to hold this is have an AR player holding this top dub area, and this guy is probably your anchor, if you want to call it that. He's gonna be the one making them spawn in fucking Neptune. So this guy, if he can get a 3-piece, great, but this guy needs to stay alive and call out for help more than anything. If he gets this first initial kill at the middle and sees 2 more guys trying to push him out, it's just okay for this guy to back up and just try and stay alive, because he's going to make them flood to you. It's okay if they come through this front door. Your guys in hill should be able to take that gunfight very easily, because that's where you want them coming from. As long as they're not flanking around your back pool rock or your back cave area, you're going to get a lot of time on this hill, because they're going to be spawning so damn far away. So if you have that guy holding the top dub, you have your 2 guys in hill, your last guy obviously needs to be the guy at the back pool, and same thing as the guy at the top dub. This guy is gaining information of how the other team is pushing. If this guy only sees 1 or 2 people, he needs to call out, try and take these easy gunfights. He has a complete advantage using this pool head glitch, or down here. He's able to call out so much information of the map, but also rotate in the hill if they're getting around that cave or gym. Cave, gym, or middle. He needs to be able to rotate to this back head glitch, or just in hill and post up at brown desk or green desk and help the guys out if they're getting flooded from middle. But same thing. Stay alive, make the other team spawn out, and making sure that they don't spawn behind you at this gym or cave, making them spawn across the map. Your guys in hill need to be the ones, rotating, helping the guys, so one guy can push out a hill and help the guy at gym if he's getting flanked by 2 or 3 people. Just send your guy out here, flank around the gym, try and get these easy kills, get to that back ramp, making sure they're spawning out way back here or at back pool, making them choose whether to go middle or pool. That's the easiest setup for this hill. Guys, moving on to the down low hill. This hill really depends on how the other team is spawning and pushing. But the setup you want to have is making sure you're holding this top ring area so that you keep spawning at this back jungle under this awning over here. So your guy over here at the ring, or at this middle arch, is making sure you're not getting flanked and noticing where the other team is pushing from. He can see the guys pushing up from gym, because they're going to be spawning over there, way in the back. And he can do a lot of damage holding this middle map area, making sure that they're not getting flanked and retaining this spawn for your team. I'd have the other 3 people maybe running 2 ASMs and 1 BAL, or maybe just 3 ASMs flooding the hill. You want your guy in the middle, and the favorite spot I like taking these gunfights from is in this middle area on this little bar, if you want to call it that. You can easily just peek out, have cover wherever you want it, or just lay down right here. Both of these spots are very, very strong to hold the hill from, because they have to come around a corner and try and look for you while you have the complete advantage. So if you're laying right here, this guy has to take an awkward angle, framing it around the wall, and know you're there. It's a very hard gunfight to take, especially if you have another teammate, which I would advise holding from over here at this right pillars. hopping hill if he needs to, but overall just staying alive, putting fire on range at these people at bottom gym. Up top, you can see their names through the tree right here, or coming down from the steps. Just roaming around. This guy's your slayer of the hill, if you want to call it that. Winning as many gunfights as possible. The other player is going to sit back over here, maybe at this table, at the tree, just with a bow, or if he has an ASM, just, you know, flooding in hill, helping out, maybe just sitting in here, helping out whoever needs it in the hill, and just winning your gunfights. It's a scrappy hill. It's more like a middle hill, so you just want as many points as possible. And that's about it. If you're spawning at this gym site and they're flooding in from ring, they're going to keep spawning in this back jungle area or at the bottom awning, or maybe flooding from the top ring. Your setup in this one is pretty straightforward as well. I like sitting right here. You can see the guys at the tree. You have a nice angle on them before they come around the corner and see you. You can also easily win the gunfights on the guys coming out of the steps, and you also have cover from the guys at the back left if you play it properly. I would have another guy just sitting right about here. He can also pick up hill if he needs to. He also has cover from these guys at the back left. You don't really want to fight them unless you have a guy with a bow shooting at them, maybe from this back area, just looking over. But especially with your hill players, they have the advantage over you. They're just going to be pre-aiming you with bows, so you want to try and only fight them when they pass, I would say, this tree area, but kill them if you can. And then you want to try and flip to this side at the latter seconds of the hill, because the last side is so important. At the later seconds of the hill, if you're still spawning at this gym, I think the safest way to do this is to maybe send 2 or 3 people around this towels area to pool, and getting around this guy at ring before they're really ready. If you have 3 subs, hit that very, very quickly off the spawn, all of them running overclock. You can definitely beat the guy at the ring, rotating back to this bottom lobby. If you're able to catch that guy, they're pretty much screwed. They're going to be holding those last seconds. You're going to have 2 people rotating either from these steps or at this bottom jungle area trying to go underpass to the back steps. So you really want to try and catch that one guy on the early rotation from the bottom to the top hill, because this hill is the most important and easiest to hold on the map. If you have control of this, you should be getting 60 seconds on it very, very, very consistently.
Hardpoint identified.
And the setup you want to have moving up to this top hill is very straightforward. I would say have 2 people in hill just roaming, 1 guy watching the main side from probably like right here. You can just easily head glitch and spot them. Even with a sub, it's easy to hold. It's easy to win those gunfights even if they have a bow. But if you're on a bad connection, you need to be careful that you don't get melted from a guy with a bow just sitting there trying to pick you off from the hill. Your other guy, I would probably advise to hide in this corner right here, just laying down, really peeking up and helping whoever needs it, noticing to the callouts. He can push out a hill if he needs to. If they're flooding a lot from this bottom lobby area, you can easily just jump down and try and challenge them to stop their push as fast as possible and not even allow them to get this wall jump to try and jump in the window, contesting the hill. I'd have another player pushed out at this back steps area or just holding this bottom underpass. You can call out where the other team is pushing from and cut them off before they even get to the choke. But definitely, I would say the best spot to hold it from is probably right about here or even here, just noticing where they're coming from. A lot of teams try and stay away from the backstairs area because it's very easy to get taken out, especially if a guy watching it from right here. It's just a hard gunfight to win. So most of the time, you're going to see them trying to push through this bottom underpass and get to the bottom lobby. If you're holding bottom lobby, once again, it's very similar to the Turtle Hill. If you have control of bottom lobby, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're going to have to flood from one area, and it's going to be very hard for them. So out of your last guy, once again, roaming bottom lobby, helping out whoever needs it. He's going to be your slayer, making sure he's stopping the pushes before they even get inside. This is very different from compared to the Turtle Hill. You want to try and push them out and fight them as early as possible before they even get in, because if you're still holding that good spawn, you're going to spawn up and be able to fight them again before they even get inside to contest the hill. So a little bit different. Try and put as much pressure while your other 2 teammates are holding the inside of the hill, picking up the easy kills when they try and come in the door. You have your roamer guy running around, getting as many kills as possible. And then you have your other guy at the back steps who also needs to rotate and watch the wall jump or the underpass, depending on how the other team is pushing. He needs to be the smartest one on the map and notice where the other team is pushing from as fast as possible. Very straight up setup in this hill. Like I said, if you're holding this hill, you should be getting a 60 seconds every time. Very easy to notice where the other team is coming from. The most popular break attempt I usually see against playing against good players is to try and get around pool, get into the bottom lobby door from here, and try and jump up to this ledge from the bottom lobby. Or they try and send maybe 2 people at this door, 2 people there, or maybe 2, 1, and 1. So they try and, you know, spread out the push as much as possible, make you watch as much as possible. But if you have decent gun skill, it's very easy to just sit here and watch the door and shoot them when they're coming in. It's pretty much impossible for them. While your other teammate back here can either sit at the window watching the hop up, or just simply sit back here and just shoot these guys as they're trying to jump up to the window. While your other guy in hill can easily rotate and help whoever needs it if one of these people do die, or just continue watching this door right here, or even pushing down, helping here, or helping here. Very straightforward. It's very easy to spawn them out, and you just watch the doorways. It's really all it is on this hill. If you're holding it, you should be getting a lot of time. Lots of 60 seconds on this top hill can really bring you back into a game. That's going to do it for me, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to talk as much as possible without coughing. I'm still a little bit sick, so bear with me the next couple of days until I get better. Have a good Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. I'll try and get these tips with TeeP videos done as fast as possible on some of the other game types. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video or learned something today, and I'll see you guys later. I'll do more about breaking hard points, but these are more about the general setups you want to have on each of these maps. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.